Hi, welcome to another episode of Third Act Solutions. This week we're going to be doing a deep dive into looking at Tonya's dream. 2 weeks ago, you read Tonya's dream and how she laid it out and how she looked at all the components of the dream. Well, this week we're going to talk to her about her dream and about what work she has done on that dream, and you'll be able to see the effectiveness of this technology. Well, thanks again for taking this ride with us in terms of talking about dreams and the whole aspect of the importance of them, and in terms, and especially if you're trying to change something, rehabilitate your life, take a kind of re-examine where you are, what you want, where you want to do, where you want to go, especially if life is not kind of working the way you want, or if you wanted to work better. So, what motivated you to to play this game with us?
Well, my motivation is I you are third act solution. So I really like that. And when I speak to my grandmother a lot, when I was 40, I told her it's like I'm in the halftime. I kind of use sports. And so when I'm speaking as metaphors. So I said, Grandma, I'm 40 years old. This is halftime. I'm okay, but I'm not okay. I feel like I should be doing more. And so then when I hit 50 last year, I'm like, I'm in the third quarter. So I have to rev these plays up. I'm in the third quarter. I do not want to leave Earth here not pursuing my dreams, the dreams that I've
Right.
had since I was 9 years old. So when I came across your channel, because I'll go to different celebrities, look at their page and see what they're, messaging or so. And your channel was like where I should have been. It was like God, I guess, sent me there because you're like a dream has no expiration date. Because I was getting to the point to where, okay, I'm good in my professional life. Maybe I should just, stay there. But again, I don't really have that fulfillment. My professional life is my brand. Everything I do is my brand, but it's not my passion. It's not what I eat, sleep, breathe. So my creativity, my writing, that is like my passion. So just following you and, your passion, so it kind of, I guess it it was a rash or something because I caught it. So, and I can't stop itching and I'm just it's so emotional. So, and it was like the day that I came across your message or content, you said do it. Just do it. And I
Yeah.
didn't wait until the next day, a week from now. I
Mm.
did it. I had went out, I was like, I need my highlighters. I need, it's like, no, just start, come back and do the highlighting later. So it was like I just went in. And ever since
Wow.
then, I'm telling you, I have been going, going, going. I can't even catch her lives anymore because I am so into my zone. And it's
Yeah.
like I'm committed, to doing what it said that, that I said I was going to do, in my dreams. And then there's days, you have those days. It's like, okay, I gotta see what Richard is saying today, because I done lost a little bit of pep. So let me see what Richard is saying. So it's like, okay, I'm back on it. Let me get back on it. So I
That's
am really
awesome.
thankful for that.
That is awesome. Well, first of all, let me say, if you are 50 years old, you are lying, or you have been really taking care of yourself, which speaks to your energy and how you choose to live your life and how uptone and vibrant you are, because you have a youthful quality and a youthful look. So you've been doing something right. Age is just a number. It's
Mhm.
not an attitude. And or I should say the opposite way. Age is an attitude. It's not a number. And so you look great for your age.
Thank you.
Secondly, secondly, in terms of the whole concept of do it now, which is one of the philosophies that I abide by, and I teach my students, and is do it now. Don't procrastinate. Make those phone calls now. Go after what you want now. And so that's amazing. So you are prepared to take this journey and excited about it. That is really awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. Did you have any challenges in terms of writing out your dream? Was there anything that was like, any stops or any fear that you had about writing your full dream out in terms of everything that you was true for you?
Yeah, I would say for me, the fear was just putting it all there,
Hmm.
and not leaving anything out because a lot of times you only want to write down the good things or so.
Hmm.
I was like, "No,
Hmm.
I'm writing everything, whether it's good or bad, I wanna see it, for myself. I don't wanna leave
Hmm.
anything out, and I think one of the things was the rejection or so, because who wants to write about, okay, if it's being rejected or not? But I wanted to, put that in there. And, that's something that I'm okay, okay with or
Hmm.
so because I read a lot, and one of the Haile Selassie, the former
Hmm.
emperor of
Hmm.
Ethiopia,
Egypt,
and he had a
Ethiopia.
quote that I liked, and it says, "Okay, now that the job is done, what do you do with the tools?"
Right.
And it's like, okay, when I finish, this project up and stuff that I am, working on, okay, now what? And
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
remember, listening to your content, that was something you said. It's like, okay, when you all get through with it, the next step is, okay, now what do I do, with all of this?
What do
So,
you
and
do?
it's,
Hmm.
yeah, so it's like one of the fears, and I think that's what I have when me like finishing my project. And I think the fear for me is like, okay, what happens now? You know, it does it just sit in a box and someone finds it when I'm dead and say, "Oh wow, I wrote all this great, stuff." Does it get published, in my
Yeah.
afterlife? So, and I think that was one of my things, my fear,
Yeah.
finishing it and then, what next?
Yeah. So one of the first things that's important to recognize is, what is your purpose? Um, one of my favorite sayings is, Mark Twain said, the two most important days in your life is the day you're born and the day you figure out why.
Mhm.
And so it's the why that's very, very important. One of the first questions I ask of anybody coming into my school is, why do you want to do this? And because if you understand why, then you have a North Star. You have something that's greater than yourself. And it has nothing to do with anyone else. It's just your North Star, and that is your purpose. And when you're clear about that, or at least you have a good idea of what it is, it gets you up every day. It puts you on a path. It fills your heart. It's motivating. It's exciting, and you can create a whole agenda around, the whole reasoning behind you doing something. So, uh, in the process of you writing out this dream, has your purpose become clear, or
Yes,
have
my
you always known what your purpose is?
Yes, I have always known what my purpose is. I've always knew after a teacher guided me when I was 9 years old. So in the 4th grade, after this project or something we did, and I can remember clear as day. And I was like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I want to do
Mm,
at 9 years old in the 4th grade.
wow,
Like, this is what
wow.
I want to do. And I do it, but I don't do it at the level to where I should be doing it.
Mm,
So I
mm,
am doing it, as far as writing or so, because my job is
mm-hmm,
in communications. And so,
mm-hmm,
and that's my brand. So, I do it and it's like, okay, this is good. It's a newsletter, it's a message from the office or so, but it doesn't give me, that. energy and that excitement from when I'm writing, a movie script, or if I'm, writing, a book or something, So I knew at 9 years old. And I remember a couple of months ago, I started going to a chiropractor, and she was looking at my legs and she's like, "Have you had something traumatic that happened to you?" And I said,
Mm,
"Yes." I was like, at a very young age, I was in a horrific accident. And I had told her what it is. She was like, "Oh, wow." She was like, "God has a purpose for you." She's like, "It's
mm,
something you should be doing." And she's like,
mhm,
"Are you doing it?" And
mhm,
I'm like, "Not really." I'm not
mhm.
really doing it, but I knew, and it's so clear to me. It's very clear to me.
So what's stopping you from doing it on the level that you want to do it on?
So what's stopping me on the level is just in your head growing up that you have to have the plan A. You
Mm,
have to, get that good job. You can't be out here living on a pipe dream. You have to
mhm,
eat, and being an
mhm,
artist and creativity and those things. And so I think at a very young age, I got married like at the age of 22.
mm.
I graduated from college. I went to the best. I went to Columbia College here in Chicago. So
Wow, wow.
Columbia College gave me everything that I,
Mhm,
wanted to do, everything I thought I wanted to be. I would take those classes, but then life had life for me at a very young age. So I became a
mhm,
wife, I became a mom. So, you kind of
mhm,
put those dreams on the back burner.
mm.
And I
Yeah.
even tell, my children, to this day, that's what I regret. I don't regret you got,
Mhm,
but I regret still, not pursuing, not going out, and then when I look back, now when I'm seeing everything, when I'm reading about, what's happening
mhm,
now in the industry and things like that, I was like, okay, well, maybe it wasn't my time,
mhm,
and so
mhm.
forth. Then, but it just haunts you, because I don't want to
Well,
leave here not working
yeah.
and pursuing.
Well, the beautiful thing is that you're at a place right now that looking ahead and looking toward your future, that it's in front of you. Dreams don't have expiration dates. Um, you don't have anything to regret right now. Maybe you can say, well, no, I wish I could have done this, but nothing is stopping you from doing it now. And
Mhm,
in terms of really taking an assessment of your life and what is it that you need to do to get on this path, and maybe you have to make some changes and some adjustments. Maybe you have to just look at really what's important. Um, to you now and what it's going to take for you to be on this path and make your dream plan A and everything else plan B. And how can you know, make those two things work. And maybe there's a transition that you have to make, and maybe there's a time that you have to make it in so that you want to be have a reality about it. I don't want to say be realistic about it because the road to mediocrity is paved with people who are realistic. But having a reality about what you need to do in order to change your life and get on the track that is most true for you. That's why this technology is so powerful because of the fact that you can put it out in front of you and create a plan and and figure out the path to what it is that is truly uh, your highest calling. Um, Part of that takes a look at the people that are in your life. Are you
mhm.
still married?
I am actually, I think it'll be, well, I know it'll be like 29 years in a couple of weeks or so. So I
Okay.
am. I am.
Congratulations. That's a
Thank
beautiful
you.
thing. But in the process of you pursuing your dream, certain things may have to alter and
Mhm,
shift. Certain people's thinking will have to alter and shift. One of the things that we will do is we take a look at who is in our universe, and we have to really be clear about where they exist on the spectrum. Are they the ride or die? Are they are they for you? Are they in your life and it's not a plus or minus, but they're there? They don't exactly get in the way, but they don't exactly support. Or are they haters? And so when you look at those four categories and you identify everyone in your life that's truly in your life in a significant way, and you identify who they are and how they represent, how they present themselves, then it's up to you to manage that and to your communications expert. Then it's about how you effectively communicate with those people to to really understand where you are and what you need to do so that there are changes that you have to make in your world. Sometimes radical changes. Sometimes, like in cancer, there's what they call radical remission. And radical remission is that if somebody's in stage 4 of their dis-ease, it's like, to what extent are they going to go to do what's necessary to change and do that on a daily basis so that there is a consistency about the change that they're making? you know, for me, the motivating force for me to create this third act solutions was, a year ago, you know, I was completely depressed. I was at bottom, and I recognized that I needed to make some drastic changes in order to change my life, my mind, body, and soul. And so, I did what I had to do. I got up and I got my body together. I worked out every day and have been since then, six days a week. I do twice a day. I changed my diet. I changed my habits. I got very much more intentional about things, but it was kind of like radical remission because it was like I knew in order to save my life, I needed to do these things. Now, was I actually going to die? No, probably not. But who knows? And when you're in bottom, you do things that are self-destructive. But it's about how important is it for you to take a look at your goals, your purposes, and how important is it for you to change that so that you can operate at your maximum, your optimum level, so that you can be present for people, so that they can really experience you on the highest level and that you can experience yourself on the highest level, uh, and do what you need to do to change the world. And so um, it's great that you recognize your purpose.
Mhm.
Um, uh, um, you so have you, in each of the categories that you created, your goals, purposes, your policies, your principles, have you put those all in one category so that you put all your goals, all your purposes in one category?
Yes.
Okay. So now that you understand what each area is, it's in terms of like, uh, if you take a look at policies, for instance,
Mhm.
um, um, do you have it in front of you?
Absolutely, I do. Absolutely. So one of like the policy, and we talk about policies, rules. So one is I want to show up for myself, my family, those who matter, and bring significance into my life. And I
Okay, hold
remember,
on. Okay. So you want to show up, right?
right, I want to show up.
Generally, I understand what that means. Creating policies is specifically, what does that mean? So that if you were working on a job and you worked, say, for instance, in a restaurant or on your job, you want to show up and bring these things, right? Well,
Mhm.
your job has very specific things for you to show up,
Right.
meaning that be on time. There's a uniform. There's a way that you address the public. There are very specific things. There's nothing general about that. So you have to identify how you want to show up for people and how you want people to show up for you. And the difference between rules and policies is a contract that you make with yourself. It's a contract, unbreakable contract. So that when you write your policies down, there's a specificity about them. I want to work out 6 days a week, as opposed to I would like to work out 6 days a week. Like to work out is not a policy. I'm working out at 6 days a week at 6 a.m., meaning nothing else can come in at 6 a.m. Nothing. At 6 a.m., I show up every day on time and I do what I need to do. That's a policy. And unbreakable. So policies are unbreakable contracts. So you got to figure out what your unbreakable contracts are with yourself and everything you write down. That take the generality out of it. Does
Absolutely.
that make sense?
It absolutely does make sense, and I can even give how I've just gotten what you said resonating. I am going to show up and do the work every day when I'm off of my other job, stay committed for I put down, 30 minutes, but that 30 minutes have turned into 1 hour and 2 hours. So I have kind of went over some of the things, that I said that I was going to do for myself. So,
Right. So in each of those categories, dig in and get specific
okay.
and leave no soft areas. Like you say, you're writing a half hour. If you do an hour, fine, but a half hour. What time?
Mhm.
Half hour at such and such. And let no one, husband, children, grandparents, dogs, job, between 6 a.m. and 6:30 off. No one can touch this time because this is the policy. Because the one thing about change is that there needs to be consistency and there needs to be routine that no one breaks. So that's like, for instance, this week, one of the things you can do is go through the list that you've written down and see how you can get clarity and specifics in terms of what they are. And then I'll keep checking in with you to make sure that what you've written is true for you,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely. Mhm.
yeah, the other thing is to take a look in your life at who's in your life and identify all the people, significant people in your life, grandparents, parents, significant others, children, friends, um, um, uh, your job, uh, your church, your religiosity, your um, uh, your mortgage, your animals, all of those things. Take a look and see what is working, who's ride or die, who's with you, who's there. They're not in the way, but they ain't helping, but they ain't hurting. And then you examine that a little bit deeper, you'll realize that they're taking up space. So it's either a plus or a minus. And then those people that are haters and that, people you have to handle. And whoever you just thought about right there, you know, you should probably start with that person. But it's in recognition of creating a space so that you have a clear road to this GPS that's out there, which is your plan A and your dream and your purpose.
Absolutely. And as you say that, oh my God, I was driving the other day and I said to myself, you are in a rebranding phase of your life. So a lot of now
Yes.
you are not going to be able to take with you people, places, and things. I literally said that driving the other day. And I said it again today. Tanya, you are in the rebranding phase. everyone, every place, and everything cannot go with you. So I've
Cannot.
said it, and that's why I am like in such awe that you've connected that, to me, because that is what I have been saying, this week. I'm constantly, rebranding, and not, just with a dream, but health wise, I'm rebranding. Spiritually wise, I'm rebranding. And with my,
Yeah,
health wise, I've, like you said, at the COVID, we have all, put that weight and stuff on. We have to do something,
yeah,
about that.
yeah,
That's something, that I've started on again, dedicated, to that. And like you were
yeah,
saying already, nothing can come, in between that, setting that time out spiritually, mentally, physically, because for this dream to happen for me, I have to take care of mind, body, and soul first. Everything has to be cleared out. Can't have any junk around me. I can't have any junk in me. So that, that's all a
the
part of
junk, the junk in you is first.
it.
You got to clear the junk in you to be able to confront and handle the junk around you. It's the whole airplane thing. What do they tell you to do? They the plane is in turbulence and there may be trouble. What do they tell you to do?
What's that? Take care of you first. Put the mask on.
Put
Take
your
care of
mask on
yourself.
first.
Yes.
Put your mask on first. If you don't
Yeah.
put your mask on first, you
Right.
can't help them people. You might be able to help them, and
Right.
then all of a sudden you gone because you didn't put your energy in help. You can help them better when you've helped yourself.
Absolutely. Oh God, I am so grateful for that, because that's something that I have started also doing recently. Because you always have those people in the life, that they're the go-to person, and I seem to be the go-to person, but I have had to stop people, and I'm not even feeling bad about it now, because it's like
Yeah,
their energy is drained. So then I'm the type of person that just care about everything and everybody's situation. So their energy has now taken away my energy. That used to happen. And so
right.
now I'm thinking about their problems and how can I help them and
Yeah,
talk to them
yeah,
and give them advice, encourage them.
yeah,
And it's like, no, I had to, stop that, because,
yeah,
sometimes you have to be selfish. I'm learning that. I am really at this age learning that, and it's not a bad thing. And when I say self, it's not the selfish as, oh, I'm not going to give a homeless person or something like that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about my energy. I'm talking
yeah,
about my energy and my time. I have
yeah,
to be selfish with
sure.
that, because I'm in the third act, the third quarter. So I don't have a lot, to give
Yeah,
people that's draining,
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm learning.
Well, let's rebrand that word selfish and call it
Okay.
self-care.
Self-care. Okay. Self-care. Yeah.
Self-care. It is self-care. You understand? Self-care is not selfish.
Okay.
It's that in order for me to continue to help other people, I got to help myself.
Right.
I got to make sure that I take care of me so that I can take care of you. Listen, when you look at this, we're going to post this,
Okay.
but when you look at this and you go back through it, really look at what your work needs to be so that you can move it to the next level, in terms of getting specific with what's in your dream, and making sure that you are brutally, terminally honest about yourself and your own situation, that you're not trying to soft pedal it, or you know you know you know you're not trying to save other people from the truth of your reality, that you look at your reality and then do your best to see if you can repair or rehabilitate whatever those relationships are, ideas and concepts. And the other thing is then to identify everyone is in your life, where they are, where that relationship is, and what needs to happen in order to bring it up to the highest level. And if it can't be brought up, then you got to look at well, I love you, but I just can't deal with you right now. You know,
Right.
you don't, I have to rebrand. Let's
Yes.
look at it like that. Yeah. Listen, thank you so much for agreeing to come on and have this conversation. I think anybody listening to this is going to be moved by your reality and be able to see their own reality in the process, and hopefully will do what you're doing. Bravely do what you're doing. It's amazing. And, we're going to help you, you know, get your doing together and and rehabilitate the things you need to rehabilitate and get on the path of really being 100% pursuing your purpose.
Oh,
Because
wow.
at the end of the day, your purpose is going to help other people. At the end of
Absolutely.
the day, why we're here? We're not here as individuals who are just seeking our own reality. We're here to really help other people because this is a group. Life is a group function. It's a group function. You just have the right people in your group.
You absolutely. And I thank you. I thank you so much for looking over your life and coming out of your slump to help, me, a person like me, because you realize your purpose. And I know when you
Mhm.
talked about the dream, you talked about seeing yourself in it. And I actually
Totally.
and this is a part of it, and I actually saw, myself having, a discussion, with, someone, of your caliber and talking and helping me through this, because it's like,
Mm,
God, send me someone to help me. I don't have all the answers. Even though
mm,
my kids sing on Britannica, the encyclopedia, I don't have all the answers. And it's always okay to get help. It's always okay to get that, constructive criticism back, because I don't give back anything unless it's constructive, unless it's going to lift someone
mm,
up. And that is what you do. You lift me up.
mm.
Constantly, like I said, I've started the dream, but it can be a day when I'm like, huh, and then again, let's see, what,
Mhm.
Richard, get up, do it. You even have those days where you're a little hard, get your ass up, get outside. Go, go walk.
Get
It's like,
up.
okay, he's not sugarcoating it today. So let me get my ass up and let me go,
No,
you know,
let's
and do
let's
that. So thank you so much.
yeah.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. God bless you,
You
and
too.
we'll stay in touch. Okay.
We absolutely will. I will keep you updated. Okay, with
Okay.
progress. Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Have a beautiful rest of your
You
Sunday.
too. Thank you.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.